Over on Exchange Street in downtown Milford, you will find a small, unassuming tan building. While the building itself may look small, the work that is done inside it makes a very big difference in the community. It is the Daily Bread Food Pantry, and this week I visited the pantry to find out more on its history, as well as the work the Corps of Volunteers do there to help those in need. For over 20 years, there has been one organization here in Milford that has taken up the calling to provide food and comfort for those in the community who are struggling to get by. They are the Daily Bread Food Pantry, and since 1991, they have been a beacon of hope and relief right here in the heart of downtown Milford. The pantry has come a long way in the past 2 decades. John DeAngelo, president of the Daily Bread Food Pantry, has been there since day one and remembers vividly the struggles the pantry initially had to overcome.
We've been in operation for 23 years, but the important thing is I don't run the pantry. The good Lord and the Blessed Mother run the pantry, okay? My wife and I have been involved with it since its inception. Originally, probably in around 1990, we tried to get together with a number of churches to try to set up something because everybody was doing something small on a small scale, and we wanted to try to bring that together. And that effort didn't work. We couldn't find a building and the thing collapsed. And I knew in my heart that, that's not, I know the good Lord wanted a pantry. It's not even a question.
Despite those early setbacks, John and his wife were eventually able to find a temporary location to give the pantry its first home.
This local builder came and knocked on the door. I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. And as soon as I answered the door, he said, "When are you going to start this food pantry?" Like I said, I was asking the good Lord for a sign. So I brought him in, and we went into the kitchen, and we started talking. And he brought the one thing that I needed, how to get a building. He had ties with the town, and we were able to go to the selectmen and talk to them. And the highway department down here, straight down from opposite Exchange Street, we were able to secure the second floor up there. And it was kind of rough. It was rough, and they had the sprayed walls and all that stuff, but it was a home.
So with a location secured, John was able to enlist the help of the churches around town to provide the initial funds and donations needed to get the pantry on its feet.
For the first 5 or 6 years or so, we were there, and we were serving people. We had limited resources, and but after about 6 years, the highway department said that they needed that top floor for other purposes, and they asked us to move out. So that's when I asked the good Lord if we could find him a building worthy of his picture. I would put his picture up there, okay? And not only did we find this building, which is in a perfect location, because it's not on the main street, so we can protect the people's privacy, but it's centrally located, all right? And not only did he provide the building's paid for. Originally, it's not very old. It's like 4 years old or something like that, 4 or 5 years old. And there were builders and attorneys in here, and that's like, I said, it was perfect, right? But their problem was, so they had these different rooms. So you had different attorneys in one room and builder in another room or whatever. And their problem was their clients couldn't find a place to park during the day because the parking lots were full, and that's why they wanted to move. Perfect for us because our clients come at night and the parking lots are wide open. Plus, every church in the area, the Methodist Church, the Trinity Episcopal, the Unitarian, and every church says, you can use our parking lots. And the bank across the street says, well, you can use our parking lots. We don't have any problems with that, okay? So that's why I smile, and that's why the building became available. We have 150 volunteers. Nobody get paid. Don't even ask for the volunteers. So I can tell you where it all emanates from. The good Lord urges people to volunteer and contribute, okay? And these people respond. And the more you respond to God's prompting, the more He's going to ask you. So, you know, when I see people come in, first, in every single person that we serve, we see our Lord in that person. Let me show you some of the storerooms, okay? So you'll see that here's your turkeys and like I told you before, the good Lord provides. And all these refrigerators and freezers are full. So here's hot dogs, and here's cheese and margarine, and there's retail meat. That can be hamburgers, steak, hams, chicken, all that type of stuff. Another freezer, they're all filled. Here's another room, you know, peanut butter, baked beans, pork and beans, hearty soup, tuna, beef stew, corn, canned green beans, and mixed vegetables are in this room. And so I'll show you the culmination of this activity. So when they put everything in the stock rooms, and then on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, there's crews that come in and they load the store. Here's where the volunteers come in here. So tonight I don't know how many we're going to have tonight because we anticipate a heavy load. But generally speaking, we have about 6 volunteers back here. And the clients come in through the front and they sit out there, and we bring them, we find out who the person is, and we get their information and we send it through a computer, and the information comes out here to the volunteer. And they only see very general information. The information would just be the customer number, that, you know, whether they were number 1 or number 2, and the size of the family, any dietary needs, and they go and they start to pick the product, put it in bags, put it on the cart, and they roll it out, and they'll say number 1, and number 1 comes and gets their 15, 16 bags of food, and they need to have a vehicle because the food just, there's a lot of food. Okay, so it's basically how it works. As far as coming to the pantry, like I said, everybody gets food. And what we do is we give them a referral form, all right? And they can go, which lets us know that these people are in need. So we send them to a recognized referral agent. And that can be the welfare office, you know, Department of Transition. It can be any of the churches, the priests and the ministers. It could be doctors. It could be Visiting Nurse Association. Anybody that would be aware or cognizant that these people are in need, they can sign that referral form, and then we keep the referral form on file.
The Daily Bread Food Pantry is open to those in need on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. On average, the pantry serves over 30 families a night. However, in recent weeks, that number has increased to 50 or more families, making it more important than ever for those in the community who can donate to do so.
They can make either financial contributions or food donations on Monday night. We always can use the food. I know it looks like we have a lot of food. We do, but we have a lot of people, okay? And the amount of food that turns in this place is unbelievable, all right? This stuff is gonna, what you saw there won't last. That won't last a week and a half. That's all gonna move, okay? This is gonna be gone. It's gonna be like a plague of locusts came through, all right? And so we need the food, all right? So we want them to contribute and help their brothers and sisters in need. And if anybody wants to volunteer, they can call the number. If they want to make a contribution, they want to do a drive or anything like that, they can call the number and leave a message, and we'll get back to them.